Right, so this next video is for the checkerboard unit. The checkerboard unit, what you're going to need is you're going to need your 2.5 by 21 strips. You've got 2 of those of the background fabric, and then of fat quarter 5 you have a 2.5 by 21 that we sort of left 21 approximately, and then you have one that is slightly shorter because that's the one that we cut the 2.5 inch square off one end, but that's going to be fine. We're not going to need that. As you can see, what we're going to do with each of these, we're going to make 2 strip sets. And we're going to sew these 2 fabrics right sides together along the long edge. Same with that one. Doesn't matter that they're not the same length, just sew them together anyway. And with each one, just press them towards the fat quarter fabric. Okay, so I've now sewn those 2 strip sets together, and as I said before, each one of those we press the seam towards the fat quarter fabric. We are now ready to subcut these into 2.5 inch wide segments or subunits, and we need a total of 14 of those. So what I want to do first is I'm just going to go ahead and square up on one side. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off this side that's a bit uneven here on the right. And with both of my strip sets, what I'll do is just line up either the top edge or the bottom edge of each one with a horizontal line on your mat, and then just use one of the vertical lines on your mat with the cutter and the ruler to just square those up so that they're nice and straight. And you can do them both at the same time. Now that I've cut that along the right hand side, I want to turn this around so that I can cut my segments from the left edge for continued right hand cutting. And what I want to do is just line up the 2.5, 2.5 along both of those. And we're going to cut our first 2 out of the 14. So that's our 2. And we'll just, if we don't move things, hopefully, and we don't make any mistakes in the cutting, we can just keep carrying along. That's number 4. And then moving on to 6. Eight. 10. 12. Oops, and I moved one. So let's just line them both up again with the same line. And then that's 14 there. So we do have a little bit of spare fabric on the edge. So if you do make a little mistake and need to do any squaring up or anything, you do have a little bit of extra to get an extra one on. So so that's our 14. And of course, if you follow your instructions for putting these together, we're going to make 2 checkerboard units. One is going to have 8 of these pieces in it. The other one's going to have 6 of these pieces. Now, the one that has the 8 of the pieces is going to have fat quarter 5, and sort of, if we look at it this way, in that sort of top left corner. Let me move this out of the way just to make sure these are all in the camera. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, and 8. So they're all going to get sewn together as one unit. Not in the camera, there we go. And then the other one, which is going to have 6, okay, it's actually going to have the background fabric is going to be in that top corner. And that's just important to remember. So when we put them together later in the quilt, it continues our checkerboard pattern. So we've got a set of 8 and a set of 6, and they're just kind of starting with sort of offset. This one with the fat quarter in the top corner, this one with the background in the top corner. We're going to sew all of those together. Remember, every time, because you've always pressed these towards the fat quarter, every time you put one onto the next one, you've got seams going in the opposite direction, which you can nest those into each other and pin those so that you get a really nice intersection of seams. Okay, so now I've sewn my two checkerboard units together. So you can see the one that has the 8 sections in it, that has the fat quarter, number 5 up in the top left corner. The one that has the 6 in it, of course it has the background fabric in the top left corner. And just press those as per your instructions. You'll see this one, your first seam there is pressed to the right, then it's a left and a left, then a right, and a left and a left. So looking at that from the front. And then the one with the 6 in it, they're actually all pressed towards the right. So, and that is all you need to do for now with the two checkerboard units.